This conference will now be recorded.
Hello and welcome to the lesson on saving for retirement provided by Gordon Asset Management, your retirement plan advisor. This video is designed to answer the all-important question, how much do I need to save? We'll address your retirement income needs, walk through several case studies, briefly touch on the Smart Plan tool available through the MDP website, and finally cover how to change your deferral. Looking at retirement income needs, the average individual will need to replace roughly 70 to 80% of their income to maintain a similar standard of living in retirement. The reason for this reduction in required income is due to a combination of no longer contributing a portion of your income towards retirement savings, less money spent on day-to-day expenses, and generally lower taxes. Do understand that while replacing 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income will be sufficient for most individuals, those planning to live a very lavish retirement and/or travel may need to aim higher. On the contrary, those who plan to live a very simple retirement or have large expenses such as their home and/or cars paid off may be okay with a lower income replacement rate. As seen on the chart to the left, retirement income is generally comprised of two primary sources, Social Security and your retirement savings. Find the income level that best fits your current household income to identify what percentage will need to be replaced by Social Security and what percentage you will be responsible for replacing through your retirement savings. For example, a household earning $50,000 per year would have roughly half their income replaced by Social Security and would need to replace the other 30% through their savings. You will likely notice that the more you earn, the less Social Security replaces due to the way the program is structured. This means that higher income households will need to save more if they're planning on maintaining a similar standard of living in retirement. Next, let's look at whether you are on track based on your age and current savings. The chart and assumptions listed on this page are designed around hitting your retirement savings goal addressed in the previous page. To read the chart, find the intersection of your current age and household income. This will give you a checkpoint or a multiple of your income that you should have saved today in order to be considered on track. So for example, a household earning $50,000 per year that is currently 45 years old should have roughly 1.5 times their income saved today, or $75,000. As seen in the model assumptions to the right, the chart does assume a 10% annual savings rate from your current age until age 65. And don't forget to factor in employer contributions when considering your total savings rate, as this can often make the number more easily attainable. One last note, if you're not on track, don't panic. The reality today is that most individuals are not on track. Most people are undersaved. This page is not meant to scare you, but simply encourage you to save more if you're behind. Now let's jump into a few case studies. First, we'll look at a 30-year-old household planning on retiring at age 65. In each of our case studies, we'll assume a household income of $50,000 per year and also assume a 2.25% annual raise to keep pace with inflation. By referencing the savings chart, we can see that because of their young age, any retirement savings really would put them ahead of schedule. If it has not become clear already, you soon will realize that time is your best friend when it comes to retirement planning. It is important to start early to not only give yourself more time to save, but also more time to allow your savings to grow through the investments. So when accounting for inflation, this household will be earning roughly $108,000 per year by the time they hit age 65, which equates to a goal of roughly $658,000. Assuming a 10% savings rate from age 30 to 65, we see that this household will actually exceed their targeted goal, even if they don't have any current savings. Again, the value of time is shown here. Next, let's look at a 40-year-old household planning on retiring at age 65 and earning $50,000 per year. So referencing our savings chart to the left, we can see that they should currently have $40,000 saved to be considered on track. This household will be earning an inflation-adjusted income of roughly $87,000 by the time they reach age 65, which comes out to a goal of just over $530,000 at retirement. With this case study, we're going to look at two scenarios. First, we'll assume that they're on track and have $40,000 saved today. In this scenario, we can see that a 10% savings rate will again get them to their goal. Next, let's look at a scenario where they're behind with roughly $20,000 saved today, or half the recommended amount. Here we can see that a 12% savings rate is needed to get them to their goal. Fortunately, this is still very doable as they have plenty of time on their side. Finally, let's look at a 50-year-old household who again is planning on retiring at age 65 and earning $50,000 per year. So referencing our savings chart, we can see that they currently should have $120,000 saved to be considered on track. Assuming inflation-adjusted household earnings of roughly $70,000 at age 65, their goal savings come out to $427,000. Like in our last example, we'll look at two scenarios. Again, we see that a household that is currently on track will simply need to maintain a 10% savings rate to reach their goal. However, looking at our second scenario with only half of the recommended amount currently saved, we see that a 20% savings rate is now needed to reach their goal. This is because they have less time on their side, thus the need for higher savings. Now, understandably, a 20% savings rate may not be achievable for everyone. Keep in mind that if you find yourself in this situation where you're not able to reach your goal, there are other options to consider to help increase your retirement income, such as delaying your Social Security benefit, working additional years, or perhaps finding a part-time job doing something you enjoy to provide supplemental income. Those of you looking for a quick reference on how much you need to save may prefer this summary page over the previous case studies. So as we have seen, your age and current savings will largely determine what your savings will need to be going forward to hit your goal. Younger individuals aged 20 to 35 will be in great shape if they can reach a 10% savings rate and stay there until they hit age 65. Those aged 35 to 50 should save somewhere between 10 and 15% savings rate, with older individuals and or undersaved individuals aiming towards the higher end of this range. Now, those age 50 plus should target 15% or more, or really save as much as you can while still be able to live comfortably. Now, as a reminder, the suggested savings rates shown do include both employee and employer contributions. So any employer contributions will help reduce the contribution needed to hit your goal. We understand that these savings targets are quite high and can be difficult to reach right away. So if you can't get there right off the bat, simply start where you can today and increase your savings 1 to 2% per year until you hit your target. If you would prefer a more custom advice versus the general suggestions we've covered thus far, you're welcome to walk through the Smart Plan tool located under the Learn tab on the MVP website. We do have a separate video covering the Smart Plan tool, so I'm not going to get into too much detail on this video, but I did just want to make you aware that the tool is available free of charge for those who are interested in a more custom retirement savings plan. If your plan allows for online deferral changes, you can check your deferral rate by selecting Manage Contributions under the Manage tab. Next, scroll over the contribution rate amount and click Take Me There. You'll be given the option to select your deferral by dollar amount or by percentage before reaching the implementation page shown here. Simply enter the deferral rate or amount that you would like to save going forward for your regular 401k and or Roth 401k if it's offered, and then simply hit Submit Deferral Change to receive confirmation. If you do not see a contribution rate / amount option under the Manage Contributions tab, then that means your plan requires a form to make deferral changes. You can download the form by selecting the Enrollment Instructions under the Participant Forms tab, then simply complete the form and return to your HR contact. For questions regarding the plan, you can reach out to your HR contact as well as your plan service providers listed here. Gordon Asset Management, again, your advisor on the plan, is your primary resource for any questions related to the investments or retirement planning. MVP is the record keeper and administrator on the plan. They're going to be the go-to for any operational questions, website questions, distributions, loans, etc. If you're not sure who to call, give one of us a call. We'll get you in touch with the right person. But that concludes today's lesson on saving for retirement. Thank you for listening.